Very good afternoon to all of you. Today I'm going to give you a very few and basic concept about your chapter organization of data. Now this video will deal with the basic information for all the new students and also for the students who were not able to attend the classes. So here I am with the first thing, that is organization of data. Now you all know organization of data means when we arrange the figures in such a way that we can make the comparison. Now the comparison of the mass with the similar data. We always make comparison between the similar data while doing the graphical representation. Now we can have the example of this, that is when we classify the data. Further, you can see the definition of classification of data which is given on the screen. When we group data according to their characteristics, means according to their features, then that is known as classification of data. Now why we do the classification? First, so that it can be simplified, it can be facilitated to understand, we can make the comparison to make analysis, and we can also easily interpret the information from the representation. We also arrange the data according to their common features or characteristics. So these are the objectives why we do this. Now see, when you will go through the chapter, you will come across these topics. First of all, these are the types of classification which you will study further. Geographical means it will be related to the place, particular place or area, and on that basis you have to make the classification. Chronological classification, qualitative, quantitative and alphabetical. These are the classification which we will learn. Now here is the definition in a brief way of what is geographical classification. As I told you, region, state, cities, zones, areas. If your classification is based on that, it will be termed as geographical classification. For example, you can see the columns: serial number, name of states and total food grain produced. Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh with the production of the food grain. So these classification has been done according to the region or state. So this is known as geographical classification based on spatial classification. Chronological, when the classification is on period of time, like on the basis of time of occurrence. Suppose national income figures, annual output, because annual output of a wheat of monthly expenditure. Why so? Because these are calculated over a period of time. It's not like that it gets calculated frequently. It takes time and it's get calculated over a period of time. So these are the example of chronological classification. You can see the example here once again. Year and population in crore. There is change in the population and it does not happen at certainly. It takes time. It takes time to increase the population. Alphabetical classification, like when we classify the state, we go for alphabetical order. Like first of all we will do the classification like if A B C D E F is the alphabetical order. In the same way there will be the classification. First we will go with alphabet Andhra Pradesh, then A again Assam, then B Bihar, then G Gujarat. So the classification which has been done on the alphabetical order, that is here in front of you. Now see, qualitative classification. It is something related to when we talk about some quality, like quality of life. Quality of life includes what is the literacy rate, what is the health rate, how much health facility is there, what is the quality of education, what is the quality of literacy. When these kind of terms are used, it means it is qualitative classification. Quantitative, when it talks about some number like height, weight, income, sales, profit, etc. See the example, weight and number of students. So this is the quantitative classification. These are the characteristics of a good classification: comprehensiveness, clarity, homogeneity, suitability, stability and elastic. Now the product should be of homogeneous. Whatever data we will create, that should have common features and characteristics. They all must match each other. There should be elasticity, means there should be a frequent change also in the data given. Today what we will see is two different variables, that is discrete and continuous. Discrete variable means when we talk about a single terms and there is no fraction included in that. For example, number of students in the class, number of cars in the showroom. Example 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 100. So these are the discrete value. Continuous means when we assume that variables in the range of values or increase not in jumps but continuously or in fraction are called continuous variables. जो continuity के साथ होता है, which moves in a continuity, it is known as continuous variable. You can see the example like height of boys 5'1", 5'3", and so on, and marks in any range, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So these are the variables, discrete and the continuous. Statistical series, this we will see later on, not now. Okay students, let's see here. This is an example which I am going to teach you about the discrete frequency distribution. Now this is the table, and this table there are numbers, marks of 28 students are given. Just take the screenshot and try to understand it in the next explanation. This is the question. There are 28 students marks which is given over here. We have to create discrete frequency distribution. How we'll do? Now see, first of all, what we will do, we will write the values of different marks in the first column. We'll make a column of marks like this. Okay, now students, the question which we have written earlier, you can see in that question there is continuously. First of all, we will find out that how many numbers are repeated continuously. Now when you will have a look, you will find out that 10, 15, 20 and 25, these four numbers, it has been repeated continuously. So while creating the discrete series, we convert these whole distribution into a individual series. For that, we will take out the number of repeated numbers in the marks. So 10 we have written here, 15, 20 and 25. In the whole question, these 4 marks only it has been repeated again and again, these 4 marks, isn't it? Now, how to make tally marks? See, tally marks means when we do the tally, when we do the comparison of the frequency by drawing a straight line. Now see, it will be very easy for you to find out the frequency here. Now here frequency means the number of times particular marks has been repeated. Now have a look to the question which we have done. In that question, 10 has been repeated 7 times. So in front of 10 in frequency we will write 7. Similarly, we can see 15, it has been repeated 9 times, 20 8 times, 25 4 times. So these are the frequencies, and it frequencies from where we have derived it, from the number of repetition of the marks which we have calculated. How these tally marks? Now tally marks, when we draw 4 lines first, and 5th line we always cut it in the between. We draw a line which dissect these 4 straight lines into 2 equal parts. So like this, for example, I am showing it here. 7 frequency we have. We will draw 1, 2, 3, 4 line, and 1 line we will draw like this, the 5th line. It will be 5. plus 2, two separate line. We cannot draw continuously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line. The fifth line should cross the 4 straight lines. Similarly, we have done for ninth, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth we have done this, 6, 7, 8, 9. For 8 also we have done this, and for 4 also we have done like this. So this is the way how you make the tally mark and how you calculate frequency when the question is all about discrete frequency. Thank you and Jai Hind. In the next video, we will see how in continuous series we can make tally marks and frequency. I hope this video will help you to clear your concept. Any doubt, contact me.